His Chicago stories we're following for you on Robin Hood Radio. In a story in today's Republican American by Ruth Epstein, North Canaan townspeople will be asked to vote on ordinance dealing with abandoned properties, tax incentives, and food trucks when a virtual town meeting is held July 27th at 7 p.m. Selectmen are asking for input on the proposal from citizens by this coming Wednesday. The abandoned premises ordinance is being established to promote public health and safety while also preserving property values. Properties that are as defined as any building or structure that is unoccupied or occupied by unauthorized persons, and where any one of four conditions exist. The selectmen will schedule a hearing within 30 days from the date of the sheet was mailed in an attempt to resolve the matter before enforcement. If that does not happen and it's determined a violation exists, the owner will be assessed a fine of $100 per day and or abate the violation at his or her own expense, or be subject to the town's recommendation of the violation of assessment of a lien of the property for the cost of remediation. The ordinance for a tax incentive plan for new construction or rehabilitation of a business may allow owners who qualify an assessment deferral if a list of criteria is met. Sharon Board of Education has a special meeting tonight at 5 o'clock on Google Meet. Salisbury Board of Education has a special Zoom meeting today, that at 5:30. The Region 1 Board of Education special meeting will be held tonight at 6:30. That is also a Zoom meeting. Meanwhile, in Falls Village, the Inland Wetlands Conservation Commission meets tonight at 7 p.m. In Dover, the Planning Board has their regular meeting at Town Hall tonight at 7 p.m. The Town of Sheffield Select Board has a meeting tonight at 7 o'clock. That is a virtual meeting as well. The Town of Pine Plains Planning Board will be holding a special meeting at 7:30 at the purpose of a site plan application by Matthew D'Amato. The meeting will be conducted via Zoom and broadcast on the Planning Board's YouTube channel. More information is available at the Town of Pine Plains website. A reminder, the Columbia County Department of Health's mobile testing clinic schedule has a walk-up clinic schedule for tomorrow from 9 to 11. The sidewalk in front of John L. Edwards in Hudson, and also drive-through clinics will have the capacity to accommodate 100 tests. Now, if you have any of the symptoms, fever, cough, trouble breathing, loss of taste or smell, and or any symptoms consistent with the CDC guidelines, they recommend anybody feeling those symptoms be tested for COVID-19. Region 1 Board of Education Policy Subcommittee meeting coming up tomorrow, 9 to 11. That is a Zoom meeting. Meanwhile, the Canaan Falls Village Board of Education has a meeting tomorrow at 6 p.m. The Salisbury Board of Finance has their quarterly meeting. It's a remote Zoom meeting, and that is tomorrow at 7 p.m. Meanwhile, in Kent, the Board of Finance has their regular monthly meeting. That is a Zoom meeting tomorrow at 7 p.m. In Cornwall, at 7:30, the Board of Selectmen will be meeting. All meetings and events are virtual. The Kent Center School Board of Education has a meeting scheduled for Wednesday at 5 p.m. That is a Zoom meeting. 7:30, the Planning Board will be meeting for the Town of Northeast Library Annex. That will be at 7:30 p.m. The Sharon concerts are back. They started last week. They're free for all to enjoy. They're held at the Lions Club Pavilion in Sharon Valley. Social distancing is required, as well as masks if you're going to get together. Coming up this week, July 22nd, Wanda Houston Band. August 5th, the Regulators. You're invited out to come enjoy, bring a picnic. All shows run from 6 till 8 p.m. Social distancing will be strictly enforced. That is a meeting that will require social distancing. Region 1 Reopening Committee Athletics and Extracurricular Activities Task Group meeting has a meeting on Thursday, 10:30. That is a Google meeting. Sharon Board of Finance has a special meeting coming up on Thursday at 6 p.m. Coming up on Friday, 5 p.m. in Cornwall, there's a COVID discussion with Elizabeth Ridgway. That is at the library, and that is a Zoom meeting. All the Zoom meeting information can be obtained at town or library websites. A Stanfordville man is facing federal felony ammunition charges following an FBI counterterrorism investigation linked to an assault rifle and explosive devices that he allegedly built, according to a complaint filed in U.S. District Court in the Southern District of New York. FBI agents were in Stanfordville Thursday as part of the investigation, according to the FBI. He was charged with unlawful possession of ammunition in connection with the federal complaint, and he was denied bail. According to the complaint, another eyewitness told that Weinberg said the U.S., according to the complaint, quote, was overpopulated and that he wanted to use violence to reduce the population, end quote. The person that we're talking about is Nicholas Weinberg, a Stanford. In Hudson, Columbia County District Attorney Paul Zecca recused himself Friday from the case of a Taconic man accused of trying to drown a woman in a domestic dispute earlier this month. The case was transferred from Hudson City Court to Columbia County Court. According to the attorney, Joseph Markey, 75, owns property next to where he lives, he said, in citing his reason for recusing himself. Connecticut's Department of Energy and Environmental Protection has opened some state park swimming areas over the last weekend, including Black Rock in Watertown and Lake Warramug in Kent, with safety measures that social distancing be kept in place. If it's not kept in place, those areas will once again be closed. Now, pickups for the Kent Community Farmers Market will take place Saturdays from 10 till 2 at Kent Barns on North Main Street. Online pre-orders can be made from noon Tuesdays through midnight Wednesday. A wide variety of fruits, vegetables, beef, and dairy products, cheese, eggs, yogurts, honey, and seasonal flowers are among those items. More information at rockcobblefarm.com. The Kent Chamber of Commerce is hosting a photo contest. Residents and visitors, professionals, and amateur photographers of all ages alike are invited to submit photographs of Kent that capture the essence of the town and highlight the best of what Kent has to offer. Submissions will be accepted through Saturday, July 25th. The 5 categories are scenery, downtown, fun in Kent, hidden gems, and a child's eye view. There's no limit to the number of entries per person. For more information, call 860-592-0061. The Kent Community Fund is offering financial aid to children from Kent who would like to attend the YMCA Camp Mohawk in Cornwall for a day camp. Camp Mohawk is open for weekly day sessions for boys and girls this summer. The last week of camp is August 17th to 21st. Information, contact Camp Director Patrick Marchand at 860-672-6655. More information at campmohawk.org. For the past 5 days in Sheffield, there have been people coming to the town green at the edge of Route 7 protesting racist graffiti left on a piece of cardboard that marked a Black Lives Matter sign there this week. It's an ongoing standing by that of a display of solidarity with blacks targeted by police everywhere, according to residents. Sheffield happens to be reeling and hurt by an act that occurred almost 2 months ago after George Floyd died of Minneapolis while in police custody. And it's a reminder, according to Gwendolyn Hampton Van Sant, one of the organizers, that racism also lives in the sleeping farming town near the Connecticut border. Out of Massachusetts, reopening schools in a pandemic is like building a plane while flying it, according to an official with the Berkshire Hills Regional School District. On a deadline, they have to do this. The state told districts last week that by July 31st, they must decide whether to open schools, educate remotely, or find a hybrid. The decisions are complex. Districts have created a large volunteer group to advise them. Teachers at Berkshire Hills are ready to get back to the classroom, according to union leaders, as long as schools are reopened safely. The union's working with district officials, and at a teleconference meeting on Tuesday of last week, Superintendent Peter Dillon noted the strain of working from scratch under such a deadline. Quote, almost everybody I talk to has very strong opinions on every side of this. The Teddy Lee Drum Scholarship came up again this year. Of course, I went to school and was friends with not only Ted, but also his dad. As a matter of fact, my brother Mark got his first job painting with Ted Drum in the town. Well, Mr. Drum has done something spectacular with this Teddy Lee Drum Scholarship. The recipients this year, high school seniors Cameron Hunter, he's going to Michigan Tech, Xavier Johnson to Howard University, Aiden Marks has been undecided. The undergraduates, Eli Hill, the University of Vermont, Shelby Luminati, the University of Maine, Zachary Ongley, Coastal Carolina University, and Liam Sweeney, Champlain College. The committee also congratulated Celia Tuft on graduating from Eckerd. Celia received scholarship support from the fund throughout the college years. The Teddy Lee Memorial Scholarship Fund was established by Ted and Mina Drum to honor their son when he died unexpectedly at the age of 46 in 1999. The purpose of the fund to improve scholarship support to Sharon youth in their pursuit of post-secondary education. Our business brief is underwritten by Morgans at the Interlaken, interlakenin.com, and by Salisbury Bank, salisburybank.com. The Dow Jones Industrial Average will start off the week at 26,671.95, the Nasdaq at 10,503.19, and the S&P 500 at 3,224.73. We'll take a look at the tri-state forecast. That'll come your way in just a few moments.